Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Lord Beaverbrook Rink, St. John, New Brunswick. Our U13AAA Fury are about to take on the Fundy Kraken. Kraken have found a way to beat us their last two games, so should be a good test for our girls today. We beat the Kraken 2 or 3 times early in the year, so no doubt will be a close, hard-fought battle here in St. John this morning. A little warmer than normal for January here in St. John, +6 outside today. So we're not shivering here half to death. This is a nice change. Eloise Perreault gets the call today in nets for our Fury. The line of Harriman, Bourgeois, and Nelson starting up front with DeMille and Lacasse on the blue line. A special hello to our friends in Holyrood, Newfoundland this morning. Sophie Knight's grandparents and family tuning in from Newfoundland on a regular basis. So want to say good morning to you guys. Hope you're having a great Saturday morning so far. Yeah. Parents here are just commenting that Johnson, number 11 for the Kraken, who usually plays D, and she's very much like a young Chris Letang out there on the blue line, is lining up at left wing today. So that was an interesting change for the Kraken. So Fury had a good but challenging weekend last weekend at the DQ Blizzard tournament in West Kent. Losing one game 2-1, another game 2-0, and winning a game 2-1. So we were in the battle every game, but came up short 2 out of the 3, so we didn't make our way to the crossovers or the finals, but girls worked hard and by all accounts had a lot of fun in the process, which is ultimately what it's all about. Referees appear to be over there struggling to get the scoreboard going this morning. It's an interesting old building here. The LBR built in 1960, according to what it says on the rink board over there. And the front end of the building is all glass. So for the goalies in the end of the rink where Eloise is this morning, there's actually a lot of glare coming into the building. We were joking with Mathieu this morning that she maybe needed some pine tar, like you see the football players and baseball players wear, eyes to help cut the glare. Not shockingly, St. John has given us that rink, that end of the rink for 2 periods out of 3. So, all right, we're ready here. Harriman wins that draw back to Lacasse. She goes off the wall. Picked up there by Johnson for the Kraken. Chips it into our zone. Puck's down deep. Bourgeois, Harriman, and DeMille are there for the Fury. They get that up the wall. Bourgeois with it. She chips it around her player. Oh, held in there by Beaton for the Kraken. Lacasse pushes that into the corner. Nelson's down low to help out. She gets it. She sends it up the wall. It's bouncing. A bit of a scrum there. It's in a pair of skates. Harriman sends it towards the middle, intercepted by Johnson. Now Lacasse has it. She's going to chip that out of the zone towards Bourgeois. Bourgeois sends that up the wall. She's in a foot race with Gillies for it. Bourgeois gets there first. She gets there, but the other Kraken forward picks that puck up and they break it out. Here they come the other way. Johnson all alone, one-on-one against Boyard. Harriman's there in the back check, forces her back up the wall. Puck goes to Bourgeois. Bourgeois chips it. Now it's held in there by Dibley. Dibley sends it behind the net. Claire Atkinson picks that up. She spins away from pressure. Has her head up looking for an outlet. Finds one. Gets it up the wall to Nelson. Nelson sends it to the middle, but broken up by the Kraken player. Shot right on Perreault. She's going to freeze that. Ref forces them to play it. Referee forces them to play it. That was a bit bizarre. Here comes Boyard now over center. She sends it into the zone. Kavanaugh's in on the forecheck now. Kavanaugh puts some pressure on. Her player falls. Puck comes back to the Fury blue line. Padrones is there with it. She attempts to go rink wide. Pushed off of her stick. She was looking for Eb Bork up there. Now Knight with it. Knight. She sends it up the wall towards Kavanaugh. Just off of her stick. And that'll be icing against the Fury. 13:21 to go, first period. Interesting little sequence there. Eloise froze the puck. Everyone stepped back, and the referee kept saying, play it, play it. So there was about 10 seconds there of Eloise having the puck under her glove, and the game had stopped, but the ref made them start up again without a whistle. Padrones on the face-off now. Just got Kavanaugh and Bork with her. Padrones wins that face-off. Down in behind the net. Puck goes up the wall. Ev Bork now. Bork sends it up the wall. Battle on the wall. Here comes Knight with it. She gets it up the wall to Bork. Bork now. Held in there by St. John. St. John with it. They step off the wall. Shot on net. Easily gloved by Eloise Perreault. So the face-off will be back here to the left of Eloise Perreault. The line of Ferrand, Walsh, and McLaughlin comes out here. Landry and DeMille on the blue line. Referee gets them squared away, drops the puck. Puck back to the line. Kraken, wind and fire. Broken up in front easily by Ferrand. Puck goes to the wall. Walsh is there. Now, DeMille's in a battle for it. She gets it to the line, not out. Kraken send that back behind our net. That's Manderson there for the Kraken doing battle with Lacasse. Ferrand's there too. Manderson doing a nice job. Puck comes out to Lacasse finally. She chips it off a shin pad but gets to Lara Walsh. So Walsh is away to the races here. She's got a bit of space. She's got McLaughlin with her and Ferrand. She goes wide right down into the corner under some pressure from two back checkers. McLaughlin's there to help now. Puck squirts into the other corner. Ferrand's there. Ferrand sends it back behind the net. McLaughlin's there to help. She comes away with it. It's in her skate. She has it out front. Gets to Alexia Ferrand. Shot from the side of the net. Blocked again. Ferrand with it now behind the net. She attempts to center it. That's broken up there by Dibley. Up the wall to Boyard. Boyard shoots from the blue line. Gloved there easily by McLaughlin, the goalie for St. John. So I think the connection, the goalie for St. John, McLaughlin, is the niece of assistant coach Steve McLaughlin for our Fury. So the degrees of separation in the Brunswick aren't very big most times. Harriman down the face-off. She wins that draw to Bourgeois. She sends it back to Atkinson out of her reach. Atkinson in a foot race with it now against Gillies. Fury player comes out with it. That's Boyard. Boyard with the puck. Here goes Boyard. She goes up to Bourgeois. Bourgeois got Nelson and Harriman with it. Sends it wide towards Nelson. Broken up there by the Kraken. Now we're in another foot race for it. Johnson comes up with it for the Kraken. Poked off her stick there by Landry. Nice job by Ev. Nelson's there to help. Harriman's there to help. Kraken content to freeze it. Now it's down in the corner. Here comes Ev Landry. She goes up the wall to Bourgeois. Bourgeois with it. She sends it rink wide for Nelson. Nice job there to get out of the zone. Nelson's got Harriman with her. And they go offside. So, back and forth action here. 11:08 to go first period. Not many shots either way. Lots of broken plays on both ends of the ice so far this morning, or said more positively, lots of good defense. Here's Padrones on the offside dot face-off. She wins that. Back to Knight. Knight chips that off the boards, right back to Knight. Knight now. She has a look around, finds that Bork. They get into the zone. Bork with it now. She's got Padrones there to help. They send that down to the corner. Kavanaugh's going to get into that forecheck. Kavanaugh and Bork. That comes back up the wall. We're in a battle here high in the Kraken zone. Nice job by Sophie Knight to hold the zone. Here comes McGraw for St. John. She gains the red line, now the blue line. Landry keeps her to the outside. They're in a foot race for it. Landry's going to come away with that puck and does. She works it up the wall to Bork, just off her reach. Shot from the blue line, directed behind the net by Eloise. Knight now puts some pressure on the Kraken forward. Kraken centers it right to our right winger McLaughlin, who chips that to Ev Bork and goes for a change. Here goes McLaughlin and Padrones. Sorry, Bork and Padrones. Here goes Bork. Nope, stolen back by Dibley for the Kraken. She gains the zone under pressure from McLaughlin. DeMille's there for the Fury. Puck's in behind our net. They center it. Kraken D have it, top of the circles, just off of their stick. They work it down low, now out front. Three-way passing play there by the Kraken, broken up in front. Nice save there by Eloise, point blank. Another nice save. Kraken attempt to work it to the blue line, intercepted by Lara Wall. She gets it out to center. Chloe McLaughlin gives pressure. Kraken are offside, they're going to have to tag up. Now, that's Padrones with it at center ice. She has some time and space, chips it rink wide. Chloe McLaughlin's going to give chase here. Kraken goes up the wall. Off the stick of their right winger. Walsh intercepts, gets it to McLaughlin. Here we go. We have some control in the zone now. McLaughlin's in a battle on the boards. Ferrand and Walsh are there. They work it down low. Kraken D throws a body check, sends Lara flying, and they come away with it. They work it to the line, broken up by Boyard. Boyard shoots in the blue line, just wide. Nice job by Alexa Ferrand in front of the net to corral that one. McLaughlin with it now behind the net. She centers to Walsh. Nice save by McLaughlin. McLaughlin, the goalie McLaughlin, that is. Here's McLaughlin again. She centers it. Nice save by the goalie. Gets up high. Boyard's going to pinch down to keep that in there for us, and she does. Now the Kraken get it rink wide. Atkinson's there to shut that down. Puck will squirt back behind our net. Atkinson with it now. She sends it back up the wall. Ferrand's there. Ferrand's got Nelson in the middle. Intercepted by the Kraken. Now, Kraken send it down the ice. Bourgeois is going to get there first. She's got Nelson in front. Bourgeois around the net. This is what she does out in front. Here's the shot. Ooh, just wide. We've seen Elise successfully come around the net and circle high like a ringette player and fire that puck in the net many times this year. That one was just a little wide. Back to Landry in our zone now. Here goes Eve Landry. She works it up the wall to Nelson. Held in there by the Kraken. That's Stewart for the Kraken. She sends it down low. Landry gathers it up again. Ev reverses. Picked off there by the forechecker for the Kraken. Now Ev does battle to keep that outside. Puck gets to the front of the net. Rebound picked up by Bourgeois. Shot out to the neutral zone. Kraken regroup. Nice forecheck there by Bourgeois. Puck's in the middle. Here come the Kraken. They're offside. And the linesman saw that too. So 7:47 to go here. Face-off will be just outside the Fury zone. Padrona's line is out here. Bork and Kavanaugh. Lacasse on the blue line with DeMille. Face-off won by Padronas. Goes to DeMille. DeMille goes D to D. Lacasse. Lacasse up the wing to Bork. Really nice breakout there. Here we go. 3-on-2. Puck poked away from Bork as she entered the zone, but held in nicely there by Claire Atkinson. Kraken squirted through the middle. Madison now coming the other way. Now the Kraken go back the other way. DeMille's there to break that up. That was a tricky one. Puck's bouncing all over the place. Padronas now. She's got some space. Under some pressure from the Kraken. They managed to get it to center to Ev Bork. It's back to Alexis. Alexis with it now. Padronas dumps it in the corner. Off a skate right to the front of the net. We're going to have a face-off here in the Kraken zone. The Ferrand line is going to come out now. Boyard, Atkinson on the blue line. Face-off to the left of Kraken goaltender McLaughlin. Face-off won by Alexa. Out to Claire. She shoots in front of the net. Ooh! Chloe grabbed that puck and almost scored. Point blank in the crease there. Now, Ferrand does battle behind the net. She's still got it. She attempts to step out of the front. Shut down by McLaughlin. Puck hits the blue line. Here's Boyard at the slap shot. Just wide. Atkinson down low now. She sends it to McLaughlin. McLaughlin, beautiful pass out front to Lara, who was all tied up by the Kraken D. Some good puck movement there. This line seems to have some good chemistry in the offensive zone. Walsh, Ferrand, and McLaughlin all moving the puck really well in the offensive triangle formation. Referee signals the face-off will be over to the right of the goalie. Ferrand steps in again. She wins that draw clean to Atkinson at the blue line. Atkinson shoots it. Broken up in front by the Kraken goalie now. Atkinson's going to fire again. That one's tipped in front. Tipped again. That's a high stick against the Kraken. So, Fury showing a little bit of offensive life here. Coach Nelson's going to send in the Harriman line for this face-off. Good shift there by Chloe, Alexa, and Lara. Face-off won by the Kraken down into the corner. Harriman's there. She's in a battle for it with Nelson. Puck gets out front. Almost picked up there by Bourgeois. Fired in there by Boyard. Boyard. Puck's bouncing here. Boyard comes up with it at the blue line. Sends it down the wall. Kraken attempt to get out, almost. Elise Bourgeois sends it back in. Harriman's now in on the forecheck. She's going to try to force that play. Puck gets to the wall, held in there by Atkinson. Nice job by Claire. Elise is now in on the forecheck. Stewart with it for the Kraken. She's looking for an outlet. Elise shuts her down. Stewart sends it up the wall. Broken up there by Harriman. Puck gets back down low to Elise. Elise is in a battle for it. Stewart's going to come away with it. Lucky that we didn't get a hooking penalty there. Here come the Kraken. Up through center. They go rink wide. Knight's over there for the Fury. She steals that puck away from the Kraken. Sends it back up the wall. Off a set of shin pads. Now, Harriman behind her own net. She sends it up the wall to Bourgeois. Bourgeois chips around her D. She's gone. She's got a head of speed with it. 2-on-1. Here comes Bourgeois. She's cutting to the net. She shoots. Saved by McLaughlin, the goalie. That's a pretty good transition there. We had nice job by Sophie to stand up high, make a play on that puck early in our zone. Ended up going deep in the corner to Emily, who got it to Elise and had a 2-on-1 up the ice. Padrona's back on the ice for the face-off here. She wins that draw towards the front of the net, gets it to Bork. Bork shoots. Nice save there by McLaughlin. Kavanaugh with it now behind the net. Kavanaugh. She's got two people in front. She's looking for an outlet. She spins away from pressure. She goes behind the net, just out of the reach of Alexis Padrones. Kraken are going to gather that up and skate out of the zone. Nice back check there by Bork. DeMille now holds that player outside. Kraken feed it back to the blue line. Their D walk in. Top of the circle. Shoots. Point blank save by Eloise Perreault. Kraken D had all kinds of time and space. Came all the way from the blue line down to almost the face-off dot, uninterrupted. And had a good scoring chance. Face-off will be to the left of Eloise. So, face-off there won by Padrones. Padrones sends it around the wall to Bork. Bork chips it to the middle to Kavanaugh, and we're out of the zone. Here we go. Kavanaugh fires that in for Bork. She's in on the forecheck. Kraken sent it up the wall, broken up by Maddie. Nice job there as F2. Puck goes in behind the net. Padrones grabs that puck. Padrones sends it right to the front of the net, off the goalie's pads, kicks it in the front. Boyard's going to hold the line. Nice job by Sam to pinch down and get the puck. Sam's in a battle here in the corner. Kraken D skates away from it. McLaughlin's in on the forecheck, fresh off the bench. Kraken send that down the ice. That should be ice. And it is at 4:14 left to go. First period. Fury is starting to show a little bit of jump here. Starting to skate a little more. Puck's moving pretty good. Hopefully we can keep building on this momentum. Sophie Knight, Eve Landry on the blue line here with the Farrell line up front. Farrell on the face-off. Cleanly won by Farrell. Back to Knight. Knight corrals that. McLaughlin pushes it forward just out of the reach of Alexa Farrell. Kraken chip it out to the middle. Eve Landry's there for the Fury. She goes rink wide. Gets it to Lara Walsh. The D stepped up to break up that play. Back to the Fury blue line. Landry's there first. She chips it off the wall out of the zone into neutral ice. Kraken go rink wide. Try to step away, but Fury do a nice job of standing tall there at our own blue line. Behind our net now in the left-hand corner. Kraken send it all the way around the boards. Kraken D winger attempts to go back to their D. Tipped out of the zone by Lara Walsh. Chloe McLaughlin's in a race for it here. Nice job by McLaughlin on the forecheck. She pins her player. Lara Walsh there. She retrieves the puck. She's 1-on-3 in the corner. Now McLaughlin jumps in. Here we go. Back to the blue line. Knight holds it in. Shot on net. Broken up by the D. Here they come the other way. Now Farron on the back check. Nice back check there by Alexa. Good effort. Wins the battle and gets the puck back here at the red line. Farron now on the boards. McLaughlin's there. They get it to Lacasse. Lacasse finds Walsh. Walsh, had a step there and thought she was going to part the D, but they were able to close up and keep her outside. Now, good pressure down low. We got Walsh and we had Walsh and Lacasse in behind the net. DeMille shoots from the blue line right in front. Broken up by the Kraken D. They will outlet that to the far side. And Lacasse comes away with it. Lacasse smartly chips it into the Kraken zone, but not icing as the Fury were changing. Kraken gather the puck up. That's Stewart for the Kraken. She's down the right-hand side. Sends it to the front of that. Broken up by Harriman. Kraken grab the puck again. shot on net, stopped by Eloise Perreault. Perreault's been solid today, not a lot of shots, but she's been up to the test on every one. Face off will be to the left of Eloise. Draw one to the left wing side there. Puck gets on the boards, comes to the front of the net, intercepted by Boyard. Boyard now. There goes Sam Boyard. She spins away from pressure. She's got a little bit of time, spins again. And again, Sam showing off some good edge work there. She gets it up the wall to Nelson. Nelson's in a battle for it. Harriman steps in to help her. Sends it rink wide to Bourgeois. Bourgeois is in a race now. She grabs that puck, fires it towards the net. Kate Nelson on the forecheck now. Puck goes from the Kraken D. That should be all the way down the ice. Should be icing. And it is. Yep, good forecheck pressure there by the Fury. And Kraken are forced to ice the puck. Padrones in the face-off with Kavanaugh and Bork now. Padrones wins that to the middle. That's retrieved by the Kraken. They send it up the ice, almost into our zone. Sophie Knight sends it back into the Kraken zone. Padrones is coming in. She's going to steal that puck. Nice job by Alexis. She shoots short side high. Stopped there by McLaughlin. Puck's in behind the Kraken net. Kavanaugh and Padrones are there. Kavanaugh's going to come away with it, I think. No? Almost. Puck hits the blue line. That's Knight. Knight shoots it towards the front of the net. Off a skate, bounces to the left winger for the Kraken. That's Johnson. She sends it up the middle. Nice effort there. She's trying to find Gillies in the middle on that pass, but out of her reach, and that'll be icing, which is good news for the Fury. 1:21 to go, first period. Face off will be to the left of Kraken goalie McLaughlin. Lacasse and DeMille on the blue line with Alexa, Chloe, and Lara up front. Linesman paying special attention to the players behind him, make sure they're outside the circle. Face off won by Alexa, I should say. Puck's down deep in the corner. Chloe McLaughlin sends it up the blue line to Lacasse. Lacasse shoots, tipped in front by Walsh. Just wide of the net. Great hand-eye coordination there by Lara. Here goes the Kraken. They go wide right. They spin away from the back checker. Try to get at the blue line. McLaughlin intercepts. Excuse me, Walsh that was. Puck's bouncing in the middle. Puck gets to the blue line, not out. Now McLaughlin gets it out, sends it towards Walsh, and now gets it to Walsh. Walsh sends that towards Ferrand. Here she goes, stick handles around everybody. Nice job by Lara. She's got two people in front. Under pressure though, she needs some help. Two Kraken, one Fury. Now puck squirts in the corner. Alexa Ferrand's there to pressure Beaton. Beaton sends it up the wall. Atkinson's going to hold the zone. Nice job, Atkinson chips it around her player to Walsh. Down low to McLaughlin. We got a bit of a cycle going here now. McLaughlin sends it to the front of the net. Puck is there. And a set of skates, and the Kraken pull it out. They're going to come the other way, 3-on-2. Here come the Kraken. Johnson goes rink wide, just out of the reach of Gillies. Gillies attempted to send that up the wall, broken up by Atkinson. Now comes the front net. Lara Walsh is there for the Fury. She leaves that there for Atkinson. Atkinson. She's going to send that down the wall. With no time left in the first period here. So at the end of 0-0 here in St. John, New Brunswick. Pretty good game for an early Sunday morning in January. Good chances both ways. We've been a little more successful this morning, moving the puck out of our zone with some efficiency than we have in the last couple of weeks. I know the girls spent a lot of time in practice this week working on breakouts, and nice to see that coming to life. And I think we might have another gear left to give here relative to speed. And you watch our team play, all of our players can skate. So I think that's one of the things that if we can use our speed to our advantage and be gritty and hard to play against, that certainly increases our chances of having some success out here. Darcy DeMille back behind the bench after a family vacation to California, and not really recognizable without the great big beard. So I asked Darcy what I was going to talk about now that he doesn't have a beard that looks like Grizzly Adams. And he said, well, you could call it Beard Watch 2026 as I regrow it back to its full size. So I'm not sure if he's still using the bacon grease on his face every morning as it grows in, or if that's only as the later stages of the growth come in. But in any event, nice to have Darcy back behind the bench. The Harriman line will start off here. Not sure what the delay is at the moment. There's no time on the clock, so we're just waiting for the fine folks over there in the timekeeper's box to get the time put up on the scoreboard. Looks like we have 3 young volunteers over there working the score boost this morning. There we go. We got time up on the clock. We're ready to go. Face-off won by the Kraken. Puck gets into their zone. Bourgeois there. Now Harriman steals it. She sends it towards the net off a skate. Landry's going to pinch to hold the line and does. Nice job by Eve Landry. Now Harriman and Bourgeois are also there. Bourgeois gets in the corner. She's got Nelson out front. Ooh, body check there by the Kraken. Nelson with it. She sends it to the front of the net off a skate. Back behind the net. Bourgeois with it. Bourgeois. She's under some pressure. She gets to the front of the net. She shoots it high and wide. Gets to Harriman. Harriman sends that towards the front of the net. One off the side of the net. Gets the blue line held in there by Knight. Knight now sends it down low, but Kraken grab it and send it all the way down into our zone. Landry's there to retrieve it. She's under pressure. Spins back. Sends it up the wall to Nelson. Nelson has a bit of time. Nelson gets it to Harriman. That goes to Elise. Elise sends it back in the middle off a skate. Puck now is down low into the Fury zone. Here comes Sophie Knight now with the puck. She steps around her own net. She's got some time. She sends it on the wall to Nelson. Nelson sends it rink wide to Bourgeois. Nice job by Nelson. Here we go. Bourgeois has Harriman with her. They're driving the net. They're going to go for a change. Here comes the line of Padrones, Kavanaugh, and Bork. Kraken break out to the middle. Intercepted now by Padrones. Nice job on the back check. Alexis sends it up the wall. Held in there by Beaton. Back down low. Lacasse is here. She's got the puck for the Fury. She's under some pressure there. Still has it. Spins away from pressure. Then back into pressure. Puck bounces behind our net. Lacasse and DeMille both go for it. DeMille sends it up the wall. Padrones is there. Padrones chips it to the middle just ahead of Madison Kavanaugh. She's in a race for it. Kraken D retreat behind their own net. They come up the right-hand side. Puck is broken up there nicely on the pressure by Kavanaugh. Kavanaugh with it now. She sends it to Padrones. Just bounced away from her. Puck gets almost out of the zone, but held in nicely there by Kavanaugh. Here we go the other way. Madison Kavanaugh shoots off a shin pad into the corner. Padrones is there as well as Lacasse. Lacasse now. She fires it on net. Just wide. Walsh with it now. Walsh. She's under a little bit of pressure in the corner. Spins away from her Kraken player. Gets her way to the front of the net. Shovels it at the front of the net. Intercepted there. Puck goes to the blue line. Held in there. Wow. Just inches from being out of the blue line and on a breakaway. And we recover, and then the Kraken send it all the way down the ice. It should be icing, and it is. Literally on that play, the Kraken were trying to get it out of the zone. The puck was half a puck width from leaving our zone and had gone off a skate and off a stick and stayed in the zone, and then we kept it in, and Kraken feeling the pressure sent it all the way down the ice. Face off via the right of McLaughlin. Alexa Ferran's out there for the Fury at center. Atkinson and Boyard in the blue line with Walsh and McLaughlin on the wings. Linesman taking his time here. Draw won by the Kraken, but recovered by Walsh on the left wing. Walsh sends it down in the corner. Ferran picks it up. Walsh is there as well. Battle continues. Kraken skate away with it. Here they come. 2-on-2. That's McGraw for the Kraken. She goes wide. Atkinson keeps her to the outside. Nice job by Claire. Real nice job by Claire there. Played the body and pushed her off the puck. She comes up with it again, though. McGraw, one of the leading scorers in the league and one of the best players in the St. John team. So don't want to give her too much time and space, and we didn't. Puck's behind our net in a bit of a scramble. Kraken come out with it. They step to the front of the net. High in the slot, they get it to the blue line. Kraken plays it back. Kraken D, that is, played it back to the blue line. Puck gets shot down in the corner. Johnson's there for it. She grabs it. She steps around a couple of Fury players, works her way towards the front of the net. Feeds it back to Hannon on the blue line. Kraken player shoots just wide. Puck's in the corner. We're in a battle down low with it. Now, Boyard has that puck. She gets it to the wing. Chipped out there by Chloe to Alexa Ferrand. Ferrand with it. She has the puck stolen from her. Grabs it back and sends it deep into the corner as Fury go for a line change. There's Nelson and Harriman into the forecheck. Puck comes up the left wing side. They attempt to get to the middle and do. Puck goes all the way rink wide. That's Johnson for the Kraken now. She chips it in the corner. They're going to go for a change. Puck in behind the Fury net. Ev Landry's back to get it. She has a bit of time and space. She sees Bourgeois wide. Great pass there by Ev Landry. Bourgeois in the race for it. Now she gets there first. She shoots. Saved by McLaughlin. It's going to be hard pressed to score on McLaughlin from long range with no traffic. As well as we can shoot the puck, some of us, or some of them, I should say, our players. But nice shot by Elise, and McLaughlin gloves it down. Face-off be to the left of McLaughlin. Harriman on the face-off now. Line's been very preoccupied with the backside there, whether the girls are inside or outside the circle. Draw won by the Kraken, but held in at the line by Landry. Slap shot, loved by McLaughlin. So we'll do it again here, 10:42, second period. Back and forth action here, the LBR this morning. Harriman wins that face off to Nelson. Nelson gets it back to the blue line to Knight. Knight chips it back into the corner. Kraken D are back there to retrieve it. They send it up the wall. Knight's going to pinch down and hold that line. Nice job by Knight. Fires it at the front of the net. Off a skate. Now gets it to Bourgeois in front. Off another set of skates. Harriman now shoots. Oh, just wide. Might have been a save off the blocker. I'm not sure. Good pressure here. Here comes Elise Bourgeois. She sends it towards the front of the net. Kraken are able to get out of the zone, release that pressure. Landry grabs it up. She just fans on it, trying to go up the wing there to Nelson, but fanned on it. Kraken are going to hold the zone. Back to Landry now. She's got some time. She stops up. She's looking wide for Bourgeois. She gets it to her. Nice breakout. Bourgeois is going to chip that just around her player. And she is knocked down. Referee very content not to call any penalties today. Harriman's in on the forecheck. Kraken work it up. Now Nelson sends it back in the zone. Here comes Kavanaugh. Fury are changing. Kavanaugh puts the pressure on. Nelson now. Kraken player works her way all the way across ice. Runs out of room. That was beaten. Puck stolen by Padrones. Back into the zone. Stewart's going to retrieve that for the Kraken. He spins away for some pressure. Padrones is in there. Puck gets up the wall. Kraken player now. Has it here on the left side. Gets back to their D and under some pressure from the Fury and the forecheck, and the Kraken are going to send it all the way down the ice for another icing. Some of the best forechecking I've seen our Fury girls do in a little while today. Lots of good pressure and being smart. And that it's 2 or 3 shifts in a row. We've had pressure in the offensive zone, and the girls have peeled off one at a time to change up lines. So nice to see that momentum. Here's Padrones in the face-off. It's tied up. It gets back to Atkinson at the blue line. Atkinson shoots right off the Kraken player. Kraken player had fallen down and was in the process of standing up, and Claire hit her square in the pants with that puck. Johnson now. She goes rink wide for the Kraken. They feed it to the middle. Back to Atkinson. Atkinson with it now. She's looking for an outlet. She finds Bork on the left side. Broken up there by Stewart. Back down into the Fury zone. D to D. Atkinson over to Boyard. Boyard sends it up the middle. Nice pass to Ev Bork. Oof. Bork gets knocked to the ground just inside the zone. Kraken grabbed that puck. That's McGraw. She works her way back to the Fury zone. Broken up there nicely by Padrones and Atkinson. Stewart now jams it into the Fury zone. Padrones has it. She spins away. Here we go. Padrones is going to fakes the rink wide pass. Now she's going to send it. Woo, that was like a wrist shot. Chloe McLaughlin traps it with her shin pads. She's 1-on-4 there in the corner. Kraken come away with it. Here comes Walsh off the bench. Kraken send that puck down the ice again. You got to think with this many offensive zone faceoffs and this much time in the Kraken zone that we should be due for a goal here sometime soon. But Alexis Padrona sent that pass over to Chloe McLaughlin at about 79 miles an hour. Chloe was able to knock it down with her shin pads and was under pressure there, 1-on-4, but face off here to the right of McLaughlin. Farah on the draw. Farah wins it. Battle on the boards for it. Walsh is there. Puck gets out of the zone. Here comes Dibley for the Kraken. She's wide. Laundry. Dibley centered, broken up nicely in front there by Knight, and Farah's going to skid away with it. Farah's got Walsh and McLaughlin with her. She gets it to Walsh. Walsh now on the wall. Walsh in a battle. Puck gets to the blue line. Knight shoots from the blue line, tipped in front. Into the corner now from the Kraken D. They send it back up the wall. Here's Knight with it. Knight has a look, shoots in front, off a set of skates, recovered by the Fury, sent just wide of the net by Ferrand. McLaughlin back in front to Ferrand, shoots! Oh! Nice pad save by Alexa. On Alexa, I should say. Ferrand didn't get all of that one, but it was a great play now. Walsh is open in front. Puck squirts in the corner. Walsh is going to go get it. Walsh in a one-on-one battle down here. Now Kraken winger comes to help. Kraken were 2-on-1 against Lara. They send the puck the other way. Now McLaughlin's there. She puts some pressure on Walsh back in on the forecheck. Kraken D are going to attempt to come up the wall. Dibley chips it back in the corner for the Kraken. Kraken send it right up to the blue line, held in there by Knight. Now Laundry sends it towards the net, just off a skate in front, away from Chloe McLaughlin. Kraken player comes up with it, sends it down the ice. They're going to say that that was touched by Ebb, so we have no icing. Here we go. Stretch pass. You got McLaughlin. She's got Harriman with her. Here they go. 3-on-1, 3-on-2. McLaughlin to the front. Oh, just out of the reach of Harriman. Puck's chipped down to the corner by Walsh. She's trying to go for a change. Kraken send that puck down the ice. This one is indeed going to be icing. Good chance there. Nice, really nice stretch pass by Laundry up to Chloe McLaughlin. Chloe sent it to the front of the net for Emily. Just beyond her reach, so Kraken dodge another bullet. 6 minutes and 11 seconds to go. DeMille and Lacasse on the blue line now for the Fury with Harriman, Bourgeois, and Nelson up front. DeMille at the blue line. She shoots. Nice shot through traffic. Nice glove save by McLaughlin again. All right. Harriman on the face-off. She wins that one. Puck ends up in a set of skates. Now back to DeMille. DeMille sends it towards the front of the net. Broken up by the Kraken. They're going to skate it out of the zone. 3-on-2 the other way. Fury come back now. There we go. Nice job there by Lacasse to break up that play. Bourgeois is there with it. Harriman's on the pressure. As long as Bourgeois, there we go. They force a turnover. Here goes Bourgeois. Bourgeois shoots. Another glove save by McLaughlin. I think we probably had 80% of her shots on her glove today, and she's having a great time catching them. Not going to score on her in that part of the net. We need to move the puck or get her moving a little bit. Padrona's line out here now, Kavanaugh and Bork. Nice job there on the forecheck by Kate, Elise, and Emily to really cause that turnover. Another offensive zone faceoff. Tied up off the faceoff. Puck gets to the front of the net, recovered by the Kraken. They step out of their own zone with it. Over center. They send it into our zone, picked up there by Atkinson, who sends it back up to center ice. Elise, Ev Bork chips that to the center. Uh-oh. Did we get away with one there? Yeah, we did. Referee hasn't called the penalty yet today, and we've gotten away with a couple. Here comes Boyard now. She's dipsy-doodling around a few folks. Puck gets into the Kraken zone. Stolen there by Johnson for the Kraken. She's going to cut through center. Padronas and Kavanaugh are giving chase here. Shot by Johnson, steered in the corner by Perreault. Atkinson with it. Atkinson sends it up the middle. Into the Kraken zone. That will not be icing. Padronas gives big-time chase. Oh, my God, they called that. Wow. That was, if it was a curling shot and you're trying to throw a stone to the button, that's about as close as you can get on an icing to just being over the goal line. And it was fluttering like a knuckleball. But anyways, it did get over the line. So Face-off will be down here to the left of Eloise Perreault. 4:56 left, second period. Alexa Ferrand's lines out here now with Knight on the blue line. I'm pretty sure that's Landry on the other side with her, and it is. Sophie Knight sends it up the wall. She has some time. She's going to skate out of her zone. Here they come, 3 wide. Lara Walsh gets it into the Kraken zone. Ferrand's deep in the corner on the forecheck now. There's a battle in the corner. Ferrand's there. McLaughlin's there to help. Kraken content to tie up in the corner here. McLaughlin grabs it, sends it to the front of the net. Nobody home. Picked up by Gillies for the Kraken. She comes the other way. Here comes Gillies down the right side. She attempts to center, broken up by Eve Landry. Walsh grabs that rebound. Sends it to the blue line. Held in by the Kraken. Nice job by Knight there to keep it up in the zone. It does come out. Puck gets into the zone. Landry sends it across the boards here to McLaughlin. McLaughlin chips it in the corner. Alexa's going to win the foot race to that puck. Nice job by Ferrand. She's in a battle for it. Nice job by Alexa on the forecheck. Puck gets the blue line. Knight holds it in. She sends it to the net. Tipped in front. Doesn't get through. Knight now sends it down low again to Walsh. Lara Walsh. She attempts to send it out front. Broken up by the Kraken D. Kraken D attempt to skate it out now. That's going to be held in nicely by Lacasse. Puck's down low. Chloe McLaughlin is in there in a battle. Kraken D send it rink wide. Nelson's there. She's going to break that up towards the front of the net. Now McLaughlin has it. She's going to turn and shoot. She doesn't shoot. Broken up in front of her. She tried to get that to Ferrand, but nice look. Ferrand's now going to spin. She's looking for some outlet. She's got time and space. Gets to the front of the net. Nice job. Shoots. Great save there by McLaughlin. And then rebound save on McLaughlin as well. Kraken D did not appreciate Chloe going to the net for that extra whack. But I think that's exactly what we need to do, and Chloe and Alexa drew a penalty there by being aggressive. Got to play to the whistle. So Fury go to the power play. 3:17 to go, second period. Scoreless tie here in St. John. We have DeMille and Lacasse on the blue line. Harriman, Nelson, and Bourgeois up front here for our Fury. Another great shift by that line, and good work on the blue line there by Landry and Knight. Face off. Harriman steps out, shoots just wide of the net. Bourgeois got it now. She goes to the blue line to DeMille. DeMille has it. She fires it from the blue line. Through traffic. Rebound is there. Nelson fires it in front. Puck is behind the net. Bourgeois has it. It's in the corner now. Kate Nelson is there in a battle for it. Bourgeois there to help. Puck squirts down into the Kraken corner. They send it up the wall to DeMille. Oh, just away from her. Back to center ice. DeMille now. She sends it back into the zone. Fury going to tag up. We're onside. Here we go. McLaughlin. Puck is on the backside of her net, and she covers it up. So, Padrones will be out here for this draw with McLaughlin and Bork. I'm not accurate in saying that. Kavanaugh and Bork. Padrones wins the draw to the blue line. Atkinson sends it down the boards. Padrones comes away with it. She's got someone in front. Sends it. Broken up there. Nice job. She was looking for Madison. Almost got it through. Nice job by Claire to hold the blue line. Kraken do eventually clear. Boyard's back for it here for the Fury. Boyard now behind the net. Sam Boyard, nice play. Spins away from pressure, up the wall, gets it to Bork. Bork steps around her player. Padrones now. Padrones under a lot of pressure, gets it up the wall to Atkinson. That's broken up there by Gillies. Now Boyard sends it up the wall to Bork. Here we go. Bork has some time and space. She steps out. She sends it up the middle just out of the reach of Padrones, but Kavanaugh is there with it. Now Kavanaugh's got a chance. She fires it. Ooh! Nice save there by McLaughlin on the low pad shot by Madison Kavanaugh. Puck comes back into the Fury zone. Boyard's going to retreat and grab that puck. Fury gone for a line change here. Atkinson now. She goes rink wide. She's got Kavanaugh. Kavanaugh, Ferron, Walsh, 3-on-2. Here we go. Kavanaugh steps in, shoots. Rebound is there. Lara Walsh scores! Nice hard shot by Madison Kavanaugh. Rebound is there, and Lara Walsh, backhand, top corner. Great athletic skills like her mom. Makes no mistake in front of the net. Scores that goal. So the Fury grab one here. 1:28 to go, just as the power play expires. Good things happen when you go to the net. Great example. Good rink-wide pass there over to Kavanaugh, and she got the puck deep, got a good shot on net. Lara Walsh there for the rebound, made no mistakes. She wins the faceoff back to Knight in our zone. Puck's all the way down in our corner. Knight's there for it. She sends it up the wall. 3 Kraken players there in on the forecheck. Ferrand chips it on them. She's gone. 2-on-1. She's got McLaughlin in front. Rubbed off the play there by the Kraken defense. Ferrand gets it to McLaughlin down low. McLaughlin's in behind the net. She has a look, sends it up to the blue line. That's going to get to Landry. Landry sends it back down here now to Landry. Landry shoots towards the net. Rebound. Ferrand's got the rebound. Ooh. Battle in front, and the Kraken D are able to tie up Alexa before she could shoot. Shot from the blue line by Knight. Tipped in front by Walsh. Just wide of the net. McLaughlin with it now. McLaughlin. She sends it towards the front of the net. Gets tipped in behind the net. Kraken attempt to clear the zone. Knight holds the blue line. Knight now. She sends it back to the front of the net. That was close. Just wide of the post. Landry pinches down. Sends it in the corner. Walsh is there to apply some pressure. Ferraz on the wing. Gets to Knight on the blue line. She sends it back down low. This time, Kraken are able to get it out. High forward there, tips it into our zone. Landry. Landry. She's got Bourgeois wide open at the far blue line. Here goes Bourgeois and Herman. 2-on-1. 3-on-1. Nelson's there. Oh, broken up there by the Kraken D, Marsh. Wow, we got away with a little bit of a water ski hook there. And the Fury are going to run out of time in the second period, but real good effort there by the girls. Good back and forth hockey game here. Fury managed to get a 1-0 lead. And we are going to go for a flood, so we will be back here in about 15 minutes. Testing, testing. We are back. Third period underway here. Kraken win the faceoff. Back in their own zone. Bourgeois is into the forecheck. She gets hauled down. Referee wants nothing to do with it. Nelson's on the puck now. Kraken send it up the wall, or try to, and they do now. They get it to the middle. They go rink wide. There's Johnson's here. Lacasse. Johnson for the Kraken still has the puck down in the corner. She's in behind our net. She's trying to step to the front. Lacasse takes the fall. Stays with it though. And almost comes away with the puck, but now Nelson sends it out to Harriman. Here goes Harriman. She chips it to Bourgeois. Bourgeois, she shoots. Long range and wide. Nelson fires it behind the net. Kraken with the puck now. Kraken. Kavanaugh intercepts on the forecheck. Steps into the slot. Backhand to the front. Nelson was there. Intercepted by the Kraken. Now, Atkinson for the blue line. Tipped in front. Rebounds there. Kavanaugh. Ooh, very close. Here comes Nelson with it. Padrones is on the back check. A puck gets squirted away from Nelson. Boyard and Padrones send Johnson for a little sail on the ice, and they come out with the puck. Here comes Boyard. She's under pressure from three Kraken players. Sends it rink wide to Atkinson. Atkinson's got Bork and Kavanaugh with her. Atkinson goes wide. She chips it in the corner. Kavanaugh's going to get there. Stewart in there for the Kraken. Kavanaugh and Stewart do battle. Kavanaugh's outnumbered 3-1 there. Needs some more help than that. Kraken step away with it. Now broken up by Padrones. Here comes Alexis. Into the slot. Shoots. Ooh, low hard shot. Great save by McLaughlin. Padrones has the rebound in the corner. Again, we're being outnumbered 3-1 in the corner. Need to support each other better than that. Puck gets to Atkinson. She shoots. Broken up in front of the net by the Kraken. They send it down the ice. I think that might get there. Nope. Linesmen are going to say it was tipped. Knight sends it up the wall now to Bork. And Bork and Padrones do battle. Padrones was away with it, but the linesman intercepted that. So it's back into our zone. Atkinson behind the net. Here's Atkinson. She gets it to Bork on the wall. Bork under pressure from a pinching D. Does a nice job to chip it. She's away to the races though. Throw it off the puck there by Stewart. Stewart with the Kraken. She has the puck behind her own net. She steps out. Sends it up the wall. Held in there nicely by Landry. Down into the corner. Alexa Ferraz on the ice now. She's going to go for the F1 on this play. Broken up in the middle by Lara Walsh for offside, so we have to hold up there. Puck squirts out of the zone down into the Fury zone. Ev Landry retreats. She grabs the puck. She goes rink wide to Chloe McLaughlin. McLaughlin now. She's under pressure from the pinching D. Puck's instead of skates. Ends up in the corner. Now behind the Fury net. Landry's there and three Kraken. Kraken attempt to center. Broken up by Knight. Knight kicks it skate to stick. Steps around the forechecker and gets it up the wall to Walsh. Here goes Walsh. Walsh now. Has that poked away from her. She continues to battle for it. Kraken attempt to go rink wide, away from the reach of their left winger. And goes back to Ev Landry. Landry behind the net. She steps out. She goes up the wall. Gets it out of the zone to center. Kraken send it right back down the ice. 3 times might be a charm here. Sophie Knight with it. She's got the puck. She goes up the wall to McLaughlin. McLaughlin chips it in the neutral zone. Walsh gives chase. She's got Ferrand with her. Walsh and Ferrand are there. Puck's down in the corner here. Beaten with it for the Kraken behind her own net. She reverses. Comes up the wall. Johnson's going to get there first for the Kraken. Alexa Ferrand breaks up that play. Puck squirts to the middle. Recovered by the Kraken. That's Gillies for the Kraken. She steps in front of the net. Shoots. Steered in behind the net by Eloise Perreault. Kraken applying some pressure here now. Kraken with it behind the net. DeMille's there for the Fury. She's doing battle. Kraken player, she gets a little bit of help now. DeMille gets some help from Ferrand. They end up going behind the net over to McGraw. McGraw tries to center and does. Recovered by Gillies on the far side. Gillies tries to shoot from way outside. That gets directed behind the net. 2 Fury players are there, McLaughlin and Lacasse. Puck is there. Eventually gets to Ferrand. Ferrand does a nice job to tie up McGraw. Now Lacasse steps over center ice, chips that into the corner. Lacasse has a stick slashed out of her hand, but no call. Kate Nelson rubs her player off the puck. Kraken D are going to attempt to clear. Broken up there by Elise Bourgeois. Nice job by Bourgeois on the forecheck. Bourgeois is still there in the forecheck. She's got some support from Atkinson, now Harriman's going to skate back and break up the play. She sends it off the wall, picked off by McGraw. McGraw sends it up to the blue line. Kraken D has it. She's going to shoot. She does. Steered wide of the net, out in front. Johnson with it for the Kraken. She gets it back to the blue line. Kraken player steps in and shoots. Rebound is there, cleared away nicely by Claire Atkinson and all the way down the ice. That'll be icing. Good pressure there by the Fundy Kraken. 9:40 to go. It's been a back and forth game. At the end of the second period, we had most of the momentum. And so far this period, it feels like the Kraken have had the better of the play so far, but the girls are still playing well. Padrona's out on this face-off. Kavanaugh and Bork with her. Boyar's in the corner here for the Fury D. Atkinson out front. Linesman. This particular young linesman seems to really enjoy standing for long periods of time before he drops the puck. Anyways, we finally drop it. Drop on the blue line. Great save there by Eloise. Kraken come away with it. They get to the front on the rebound. Cleared away by Padronas. Now Bork with it. Bork sends it up the middle. Tipped through the middle by Madison. That gets back into the Kraken zone. Oh, a nice job by Boyard. She stops that play at the red line. Puck goes to Padronas. Padronas sends it up the wall towards Bork. Out of her reach. She's going to battle with it. Puck gets just back into center ice. Now Atkinson with it. She's backing up, looking for an option. She sends it back up the wall. Deep into the Kraken zone. Two Fury forecheckers there. Now Padronas, F3, is going to come away with the puck. Nice job by Alexis to seal that off. She gets to the Bork. Bork has her pocket picked by the St. John D. They send it all the way around the far boards. Boyard pinches down in the corner. She's still got it. Boyard sends it in front of the net. Whew. Off two skates and just away from Ev Bork in front. Bork gets it back nicely to Landry. Slap shot. Tipped in front by Kavanaugh, and that was covered up by the Kraken goalie. Good shift there by the girls. Regained a bit of momentum. Couple of good shots on net. Good forecheck pressure. Face-off will be to the right of McLaughlin, the Kraken goaltender. 9 minutes and 5 seconds left. Ferrand on the face-off. Ferrand. Walsh is in now. Draw was won by the Kraken. Walsh and Ferrand in the corner. Ferrand with it. She sends it down low. She's there in a battle with Lara Walsh. She gets to the front of McLaughlin. Turns, shoots, McLaughlin. Ooh. Just wide. High and wide. McLaughlin on the wall now. She comes away with it. She's there with Lara Walsh. Kraken D steal it back, and they send it all the way around the boards on the far side. Kraken winger smartly tips that out of the zone into our zone. Ev Landry's going to have to go get that. Here goes Landry. She cuts around the front of the net, sends it up the wall to McLaughlin. McLaughlin chips it to the middle to Ferrand. Ferrand's under pressure, gets it forward to Walsh. Nice job by Walsh. Walsh body check there by Little, no call. Here come the Kraken. Their D just out of the reach of the left winger Manderson. Here's Ev Landry. She goes right up the middle of the Walsh. Nice pass. That's going to get to McLaughlin, who chips it back off the wall to Lara. Lara's into the zone with it. Walsh now on the board. She was tied up by 3 Kraken players. McLaughlin's there to help though. He sends it down the corner. Now it's 1-on-1. Walsh against the Kraken D. Here comes McLaughlin. She's got the puck. She's got Ferrand with her. She goes around the net. She steps out front. She centers it to she centered it just out of the reach of Ferrand. Ends up going back to Lacasse, who had that shot on net. Kraken are going to send that all the way down the ice. And they're saying that is icing, but nope, they're going to wave it off. DeMille with it now. DeMille in the corner. She's under pressure from Johnson. Johnson steals it. DeMille knocks her down. Now Lacasse goes to help. Harriman's there. Harriman sends it up the ball to Nelson. Nelson, she's under pressure from the Kraken player. Now McGraw for the Kraken steps towards the front of the net. Nelson's there to pressure that Kraken D high in the zone. DeMille, she's behind the net. She pokes that away. Lacasse grabs it in the corner. Here comes Lacasse. Lacasse goes off the wall, chips it. That's going to get out of the zone. Gillies sends it back the other way for the Kraken. Now Johnson is gone. She's away to the races. Nice shot, nice save by Eloise. Now, they are going to call that icing, no doubt. And it is. Kraken with all kinds of forecheck pressure, giving Fury some trouble in our own zone. We have to ice it, but always better to have a face-off in your zone than a puck in your net. 6:48 to go. Face-off to the left of Perreault. Padrones on the face-off. She wins. Ev Bork comes through with that now. Gets it out of the zone. Nice job by Bork. She's away. She's got Kavanaugh with her. She's got Kavanaugh. She sees her, gives it to her. Oh, what a play. What a save. Great pass by Ev Bork. Great shot by Madison Kavanaugh. And McLaughlin was up to the task. Kraken grabbed that puck and sent it all the way down the ice for icing. Nice job. Alexis Padrones got the puck up the wall to Ev Bork. Bork made no mistake getting it out of the zone and used her speed, got the puck across to Madison, who got all kinds of wood on that shot, and Kraken goalie made a great save. Face off now. Won by Padrones. She steps towards the net with it. She's got it. She steps in. Ooh. Not sure if that went off the post or off the goalie's blocker, but almost went in far side. Padrones now spins away from pressure, steps to the front of the net. Way to go, Alexis. Good pressure. Goes to Kavanaugh. Kavanaugh with some speed. She attempts to jam it in the short side. Puck squirts to the front. We're out to the blue line, just out of the reach of Atkinson. That's going to come all the way down, and Perreault is going to be forced to cover that. Great shift there. Lots of good work by Ev, Madison, and Alexis. Good pressure. Regain a bit of momentum here in the third period in the seesaw battle. Alexa Ferron is going to take this face off. We had Knight and Laundry on the blue line here. Knight's on the wall. Alexa Ferron wins that draw in the corner. Knight picks it up. She sends it back up the wall. Gets that to Ferron. She gets to the blue line, not out. Shot from the blue line, blocked in front by Eve Laundry. Now the Fury come out 3-on-2. Here come the Fury. Lara Walsh with it. She gets wide, beats the D, still has it. She's in the corner looking for an outlet. McLaughlin's there with her. Walsh gets to the front of the net. That was going right to Alexa Ferron. The goalie intercepted that and covered up for the whistle. So, 6 more miles to go here. If we can keep working hard for 6 more minutes, we might be able to skate away with the win here. Draw won by Ferron. She got that to McLaughlin. Shot by Laundry. That doesn't quite get through. Little grabs that for the Kraken, sends it through the middle. That's Manderson trying to get it. She pulls the feet up from under Laundry. No call. McLaughlin goes to Ferron. Ferron's in. She's going to wind and fire. She shoots. Blocked in front by the St. John D. Walsh is there on the forecheck now with McLaughlin. Walsh and McLaughlin in the corner. Ferron keeping an eye out front here. Here goes Kraken D coming up the side. Laundry. She's going to break that up. And in the process, up into the Kraken bench. Face-off should be just, I would have said outside the zone, but it looks like they're going to put it inside the zone. So that was off the Fury stick and out of play, but we'll take the bounce to our advantage. Harriman line on the face-off now. Lacasse and DeMille on the blue line. Face-off won by the Fury. Gets it back to blue line to Lacasse. Lacasse gets it through the front of the net. Ooh! That went through Emily's legs, and surprised the goalie saw that, but she did. So we'll do it again. 5:09, third period. Face-off won by Harriman. Called in at the line by DeMille. Nelson's there as well. Just outside the blue line, then back in. Fury have to tag up. Here we go. Harriman and Nelson on the forecheck. Smart read by Elise Bourgeois. Intercepts that clearing attempt. She's going to send that puck. Oh, she has her pocket pick. Stolen by the Kraken. Yeah, Kraken attempting to skate it out. Broken up by Harriman. Harriman reads that play. She sends it back into the Kraken zone. Puck gets to Bourgeois in front of the net. Bourgeois with it now. Bourgeois got the puck. She shoots. High and wide, short side. DeMille now. Attempting to stop that up. Nelson's going to pick up coverage. Nelson keeps that Kraken player to the outside. Kraken player all the way around the net, looking for an outlet. She finds one on the far side. Kraken player tips it. Here we go. Kate Nelson, we're offside. We're offside, unfortunately. Elise got a little excited waiting for that pass and almost held on, but not quite. So, face-off will be just outside the Kraken zone. Nice job by Kate Nelson there to grab that puck and chip it out. Almost got that through to Elise. Face-off won by the Kraken. Marsh for the Kraken retreats into the zone. Boyard's going to pinch down and keep it in. Boyard does keep it in. Nice job by Sam. Puck gets to Padrones. Padrones, she's got Kavanaugh out front. Kavanaugh's there. Shot. Saved by McLaughlin. Padrones goes right through the crease again. Now Bork is there. Bork. She sends it back to the blue line to Atkinson. Atkinson sends it deep. Broken up there by the Kraken player. Kraken sent it all the way down the ice. I don't think that'll be icing. It's interesting how it was a yes for us, but a no for them, and that's very exact play last period. Atkinson getting absolutely manhandled from behind there. 2 cross checks to the back, and no call. 3:32 to go here, third period. Padrones, rink wide to Kavanaugh. Puck is into the zone. Marsh is back there now. She sends it around the wall. That's picked up there by Dibley. Intercepted by Kavanaugh. Puck's going to come back up the wall, intercepted by Bork. Bork attempts to fire that to the Fury D, but broken up by the Kraken. They send it all the way down the ice. That'll be icing, so face-off will come back to the right of the Kraken net with 3:11 to go here. Fury creating all kinds of pressure here. Breakout's been a little better today. Forecheck's been real good today. And puck movement overall not too bad. So nice to see the girls playing more as a team. Alexa Ferrand on the face-off now. Ferrand wins that draw. It's on the wall. Walsh was there. She's in a battle. Puck comes up the wall. Held in there by Knight. Knight from the blue line. Shot low and just wide. Ferrand's going to retrieve that puck in the corner. She gets hauled down. Referee again. No call. It's like our white jerseys blend in the ice. I guess they just don't see us when we're falling down. Here come the Kraken. They're 3 wide. Laundrie's there to break that up. Good stick by Laundrie. That was a 3-on-1 break. Walsh. She gets it off the wall to Ferrand. Ferrand now over center ice. There goes Alexa Ferrand. Ferrand goes wide. Steps around her player. Cuts the net. Broken up there by Beaton. Beaton sends it up the wall. Held in by Knight. Knight sends it down low. Walsh is there. Walsh gets into the front of the net. Rebounds there. Put it out front. Oh! Chloe centered it out front. Alexa was there and just bounced over the goalie's pad and Chloe's Alexa's stick. Great pressure here by Walsh, McLaughlin, and Ferrand. Chloe's going to step away at the puck. Oh, just had that poked away from her. Here come the Kraken the other way. Lacasse on the back check. Johnson shoots right into the breadbasket. Eloise is not going to let that one go through. 2 minutes even to go here. In football, this would be the 2-minute drill if you're on the St. John side. Empty net here. Harriman line on the face-off. We're going to have to box out. The box +1, 6-on-5 in our zone. Face-off, won by Harriman on the wall to Lacasse. Bourgeois pushes it through. Ooh, held in there. Kraken send it deep. DeMille's back for it. Minute 52 to go. DeMille with it. She sends it up the wall. Intercepted by the forechecking Kraken player. Kraken regain control. We should be okay to leave them outside. We're not going to score from out there. Lacasse doing a nice job there. Puck is in behind the Fury net. Puck is in behind. They go to center it. They do center it. Ooh, tipped in front. That was a close call. Lacasse is in there in the battle now. Bourgeois to help. Bourgeois with it. She sends it off a shin pad now. She sends it out of the zone into the middle. Harriman knocks her player down. Puck is loose in the center zone. Bourgeois goes flying through the air. A little collision there at center ice. Harriman's back to shut down Johnson on the wall. Nice job by Harriman. 3 Kraken player in there. Only 1 Fury doing battle. That puck is going to get out to the front of the net. Up high in the zone. Gillies last minute of play here in the third period. Tipped in front, just wide. Johnson has the puck for the Kraken on the wall. Bourgeois gets bodied off the puck hard. Harriman and Bourgeois do battle. Puck stays in the zone. 4 Kraken players there versus 2 Fury. We are in a war here. Here they go. Puck gets back in the corner. DeMille's there for the Fury. DeMille now. She's going to put some pressure on. DeMille's there. Puck gets to the blue line. Bourgeois is out front. Puck goes through everyone's legs into the corner. Kate Nelson's in there on the forecheck. not the forecheck, on the retrieval, I should say. 21 seconds to go. Puck in the Fury zone here. Furious pressure from the Kraken team. Harriman sends it up the wall to Nelson. Oh, stolen back by the Kraken. That's Johnson for the Kraken. Harriman's going to chase her. Harriman's going to chase her. Oh, wow. Great save by Eloise. 4 seconds, 3 seconds, 2, 1. That'll do it, folks. 1-0 win for your U13 AAA Fury. The girls will rejoice. A big win on the road to start the weekend. Fury go back to celebrate with their goalie as the Stompin' Tom music plays here in St. John. Thank you for tuning in. Tomorrow morning we are on the road again in Fredericton, New Brunswick. We'll be on the air at 11 o'clock from the Grand Harvey Arena. Hope you all have a great Saturday.